What's going on, YouTube? Aeon the Hybrid coming at you here with a update on the channel. I know it's been some time since I've been on here. I apologize for that. Things have been very busy for me. I have recently tried to, I know most of you who follow me and who know me know that I am trying to get a business up and running. Trying to start getting in a little bit more into the exotic reptiles and invertebrates area of things. I want to become a breeder, especially of invertebrates. I have a lot of little investments sitting behind me right here. So there is a couple of things that I do have in the works. One being the Avicularia metallica down here that I paired with a male not too long ago. And then I also have over here is a emerald skeleton female who was also paired with my male before he passed away. So we're hoping that those drop sacks, as well as I do have a Tunisian fat-tailed scorpion, which is very much gravid, and a hopefully gravid Pandus impeditor. So hopefully I'll have some scorpion babies soon as well. I'm also working with my lovely green sausages here, the day geckos. They've been together for quite some time now, so hopefully they will start producing eggs and whatnot, so I can have those, as well as a recent acquisition on my part. In here there are Chinese cave geckos, and I'm hoping to start breeding those as well. So I'll have a few geckos here and there, some tarantula stuff going on, some scorpion stuff going on, so there's a lot going on. I haven't really been able to sit down and actually make any videos because, like I said, I've been very busy. I know that's really no excuse. I'm hoping to kind of start sliding back into this, maybe get a video every week or every other week, something like that. So I have had some upgrades here since we've last spoken. One of those upgrades is I'm starting to convert all my lighting, my little garbage like strip lighting here, over to full spectrum lighting. And the reason I'm going to be doing that for every shelf, especially my skink will be next. We'll get into that in a minute. And these guys as well. I want to start doing planted vivariums and maybe paludariums in the future. But anyways, I am going to hopefully be getting some plants from Josh's Frogs and start turning these two tanks here. These two are going to be like my test tanks. Now that I have this awesome Mist King system, which we'll get into that in a minute as well. I want to turn these into some planted vivariums of, you know, like pièce de résistance kind of stuff there, because they would really benefit from that and they won't tear stuff up. Unlike my blue tongue skink down there, which likes to dig and stuff. Also, sorry for the mess here. And the banana, that's for skink here in a minute. Anyways, starting with the top, I have a lot of Poecilotherias. My recent acquisitions since the last time we've spoken are these P. erminias. P. erminias. P. metallicas. I got two, one of each. Hopefully both females, or maybe a male and female. Who knows? I have a Thailand tiger back here. Monocentrepidus balfouri. Cancro-chan. The Chilobrachys. Cancro the dark earth tiger. Did pick up one of those. Homeoma species blue, the Peruvian blue zebra. Also picked up a Trinidad dwarf, the C. elegans, the wonderful little heart butt that exotics, the wonderful little heart butt that the other guy who does tarantula videos, not the Dark Den, the other one. Anyways, I can't think of his name at the moment. I'm sure it'll dawn on me in a moment. And then a few others that I've had since the channel began. There's nothing new down here. Down here I have a C. darlingi, C. marshallis, a C. fimbriatus. I've got some Vietnam blues in these containers here. So I do have a lot of things that are starting up. So hopefully I will have some females, and then I'll be able to separate and of course sell the males or pair them off. Basically when you get into this stuff, it's kind of really slow, so don't like jump into this unless you want to spend a shit ton of money on females and so forth. Otherwise, you know, it's going to take some time. You're going to take some time, and you're going to have to grow your specimens till they're of optimum breeding and then you know, of course, go from there. So all of these little terrariums and stuff are just little investments, and just keep progressing as such. Now, to kind of talk and touch on the Mist King system, I do have the seconds timer here, and this thing goes, it mists in the morning for about 35 seconds every day without fail, and then like on every other day it'll come back on at 3:45 for a 45 to 55 second spurt. Now I have mists in here, now don't mind the driblets. They did include, I got their advanced system, so they did include the zip drip valve, which would release all the pressure and you wouldn't get like any dripping at all once this is installed. But I'm going to install this on when I get my bigger setup, and that'll be when I get my bigger place, which is in the works as well, hopefully. So basically I have a reservoir set up here, and I don't fill it up all the way because you don't want stagnant water sitting anywhere for any extended period of time. Then it just gives a chance for bad stuff to grow in here. So I usually only fill it up to about maybe quarter of the way, just a little bit. I just topped this off a little bit so because it was down here. So I will let all this water cycle down to almost the bottom, and then I'll fill it back up. Now the cool thing about Mist King pumps, in which I have mine just kind of sitting down here all willy-nilly like, that's the pump right there, they can actually be run dry. So if this were to, and the actual tap fitting is back over there, that's where the pump feeds from. Now the pumps always have to be gravity fed because they're a diaphragm style pump. They're not like a regular, like a water pump or anything that you would think of. It's the same thing that's in like coffee machines and so forth, that they actually have a diaphragm that squeezes and it draws water that way. So they can actually be run dry, but of course I wouldn't really recommend, you know, for extended periods of time running it dry. But you know, you don't want to fill it up too high. I also have my roach colony still going on. This is very slow. My superworm colony, however, is producing. It's producing very well, actually. I have 2 tubs back here with little wormlets, little tiny worms in there from my beetles. I need to start another run of beetles so I can get more superworms. But at the time right now, I pulled hundreds, and I mean hundreds, out of these 2 little boxes, and that was only with like 12 beetles. So it does take a little bit of time, and you gotta get the knack for it. I intend to make a tutorial on how to do this, as well as setting up superworm colonies, so that way people can kind of get an idea of what to do. Now I do need to rehouse this girl here. This is a new girl that I got. Unfortunately, my skeleton leg pairings didn't go as well. We lost the better part of the sack due to molting complications. And the 4 or 5 young that I did get out of the deal, I did end up selling off. And I ended up keeping the female that we have, that you see here. I'm gonna need to rehouse her because there's some funky mold growing over here in the corner. I'm not exactly sure why, but so I'm gonna go ahead and rehouse her, and or just kind of clean this area up in here and go from there. I know this video is kind of all over the place, but I'm just trying to give you guys some updates of what's been kind of going on in the collection while you guys have been gone. As well as down here, I have a fire skink named Francisco. He almost never comes out, so yeah. And then I have my blue tongue, which is in here. He is currently hiding, I think, under here. Oh yeah, he's in there. I can hear him hissing. I don't know if you guys can hear that. He's down in there somewhere. Oh, there he is. Hiding back there. Doing skink things. I'm still getting him used to me. Of course, a couple of other things that I've done. The Pandus and Predator male that I had, I did end up selling him along with the Asian Force that I had, so I sold them. See, I sold a couple of other things too since I've been gone. I had a small HMAC and some I did actually end up selling one of my OBTs and a few other things. So I am moving products. Oh, and also, I'm sure most of you remember there was a T Streamy in here, or Sturmy, however it's pronounced. Don't shoot me. But I sold her and set this up for some Chinese cave geckos. Usually, oh, there's one right back there. You can just barely see him back in there. See, they're nocturnal, so they don't come out during the day. But I believe in giving everything a day and night cycle. He's back in that hole there. There he is. There he is. Anyways, I will leave him be. There's a couple more. Oh, I just have the one right now, but there will be more in here soon. And then, of course, you know, the wonderful green sausages, Yoshi and Reptar. They are in here. And these two tanks, as I said before, will be getting planted vivariums. Just a matter of time. Good old Reese is in here. He's been growing pretty good and has been pretty friendly. So I'm hoping to keep working with him. That way he will stay nice and friendly. Just kind of see him right up in there. But that's pretty much it. It's kind of what I've been working on, what I've been doing. Of course, as always, if you like what you see here, you'll like what you see on my Instagram and other pages. I do stay a little bit more active on there, especially my Instagram and my Facebook. I do stay much more active there. There's a lot more updates that get posted there because it's just easier for me to just kind of drop an instant video, because I do work 50 to 60 hours a day, plus having a kid and, you know, trying to run a business on the side as well. It does get pretty hectic, along with trying to still have somewhat of a personal life. So it does get pretty tight from time to time. So any love I can see here on the channel, that would be great. Like I said, big things coming up, big things. Hopefully once I get into a bigger space, I will be able to have more animals, and we'll start branching towards snakes and chameleons, as well as some more centipedes, because I definitely need some more centipedes for the collection. I had a very rare, awesome centipede, but unfortunately, it did not make it. Not really sure why, but sometimes things like that just happen, and we don't know. So the only things I have is just the really fat Vietnamese that I have over here, and then my Grandadiri, which is down there. So definitely need to get some more centipedes. Anyways, like I said, if you like what you're seeing here, like, comment, subscribe, join the channel, join the journey. It's A on the Hybrid, signing off.